I lost 70 pounds in 91 days. I posted this video earlier, y'all, but I did not do a voiceover telling you guys exactly what I use. So I made this Cajun chili, which is one recipe that me and my husband can agree on. Because like I told y'all, he does not eat low carbs. Just me. So first thing I did was I chopped up our onions and peppers, and then I put it in a pan with our ground beef, and I used half of that roll that you guys saw. I like to add Worcestershire sauce to ground beef just about every time or any time that I cook or prepare ground beef. I always use this sauce. It adds the best flavor. So now I want to start seasoning my meat, guys. I use paprika in this recipe. I use cayenne pepper. I use Kinder's garlic seasoning. I added just a little salt because you guys know I am not too heavy on the salt. And I added some garlic paste, roasted garlic paste. And I also added a tablespoon of Zofritos, guys. So I mixed up everything and I let this cook on medium heat for about 25 minutes just to make sure that our ground beef was cooked completely. While my ground beef was cooking, I also was sauteing some sausage on the other side of my stove, guys, because we're going to add that sausage in there as well. I used about 3 pieces of the sausages. So I am not going to wash my pan. I'm going to remove my meat and leave all those seasons in the bottom of that pan. I'm going to take some beef broth. So I use 1 can of beef broth and 2 cans of crushed tomatoes and 1 can of tomato paste in this recipe. And I'm going to let this simmer on medium heat for about 10 minutes before we add in our meat. So now let's add in our ground beef, our sausage, onion, and peppers into this pot. And I forgot to add my cayenne pepper, y'all, so I went back in, added some cayenne pepper because my husband, he likes it a little spicy. And I mixed this on up and let this cook for about 15 minutes until it got a thick consistency. I also use chili powder in this recipe because we're going to use chili powder in chili. Now, the only difference with this recipe versus cooking your traditional chili is we leave out the beans. I omit the beans because beans does have more carbohydrates. However, if you add 1 can of black beans or just 1 can of pinto beans, your carb count won't be extremely high if you're doing a serving size, which is typically around about 3 cups. Now, let's do a taste test, guys, and see how this turned out. See if we need to add any more seasoning to it. This is how it came out, guys, once it simmered and it got a thick consistency that I like. So I'm going to put some of this in a bowl and meal prep it for later. And this is my husband's, guys. With low carbs, you can add cheese to this, sour cream, whatever you like. Talk to y'all good people later. Watch them carbs. Bye.